Earlier I talked about what I was going to do with my carport, and it's going to be a barn eventually. And right now, I've just got the carport frame, but what I started doing, and I think I talked about it, was using 2x4s, true 2x4s that I used off my mill. And I got these straps, these I think called C. They're just hose clamps. Probably got a lot of different names, but the hose clamps. And I am just strapping these on here. I only have 2 per board right now. Eventually I'll put more, probably at least 4, maybe 5 total. And I'm just strapping them to the legs of the carport. And I went back and forth with it. I thought, well, I could put it here and drill holes and start clamping it. And I thought, I really don't want to start messing with the integrity too much of that support, the legs, And so if I just strap a 2x4 on there, clamp it down really tight, it's actually going to make it even stronger. And the 2x4s don't have to be perfect because they're going to be hidden eventually. Like this one came off my mill, and you can see that it's still got some bark stuff right in here on a little part of it. And then on the ends, I've got this one here, and it doesn't have to go all the way to the top right now because I'm going to do some different things up there eventually too when I seal this end in, because this is going to be solid over in this end. I may have a door go in. I haven't decided yet, because if you put a door in there, then obviously it mosquito bit me, sorry. And then it takes up the wall, the room where you could put wall space on the inside. So anyway, this is what I'm doing, putting these straps on here, and then what I'm going to do is, which I've already started, to stop I did pretty good when I put the position of this barn. It goes downhill a little bit right here, so rain, water goes that way. But the main thing is the rain coming off the roof hitting the ground, then it washes over. So I went ahead and just started putting some 1x and nailing them to these 2x4s that I put up here. So I've got these 1xs going down through here to prevent the water from just rushing across in there, because I want it to be dry in there as much as possible, as far as walking anyway, parking my car. So I went ahead and put the 1xs at the bottom right there, and just to see what it'd look like, and it's working out perfect. And it's not going to be perfect. I'm just going to overlap them like siding. Just going to overlap them. So I'll put one on top of that, but it'll go over the top of it a little bit, and then so I'll overlap them all the way up, and then they won't be the same lengths. So it'll actually be similar to my cabin. When I build my cabin will have logs. It'll have a rounded outside, but they're not going to be perfect. So anyway, I've got these 2x4s here that I cut on the mill, and I just got to cut the length, start strapping them to these poles. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and I've already started, but so I'll just start getting these 2x4s, measuring the lengths. The lengths are pretty close to the same on all of them, and start strapping them to those poles. And then as I cut 1xs off the mill that I won't use for the flooring of the house, I'll bring them over and start just nailing them on this side. And if I can get this whole side done here, that'd be awesome. And then that side over there, and then the ends, will be open still, which will be fine. Then I'll probably work on that end down there, which is the west side. However I'm going to do this, I'll probably have to put, some more concrete blocks or something right in here, and have some boards come down from the top, and so that that's going to be a pretty solid wall right there. Maybe even just get a tall pole, metal iron pole or something, go up there and connect it to the top, come straight down to the bottom, and then connect it there. And eventually this will all be concrete in here too. I'm just not doing it yet because it can't be a permanent structure yet because of building codes and stuff like that. Okay, well, that's what I'm getting ready to do. Really appreciate the time. I'll show a video here after I get them all done, or pretty close to being done anyway. Hopefully I can get these all done today. The hardest part is just cutting. Cutting the boards. All right. All right. They're all done. When I ordered these clamps, these hose clamps, I ordered this one here first, and I actually got some at Lowe's, and I said, okay, those are the correct length that I like. Well, I ordered them online, and they were, these grooves here didn't go as far, so I couldn't get it as tight on some of them as I wanted because the boards are just a little different sizes. I also ordered online this one here, and it says, you know, minimum diameter 4 5/8, maximum diameter 5 1/2. You know, that's I guess the way it clamps down. Well, those in some situations were barely long enough. So like right here, I mean, to get them, this board was, you know, a little thinner, and it worked. I got them tight. Obviously, like I said, I'm going to put probably 5 or 6 on each one of these. I only have 2 right now. But so I've got to find the hose clamp that's in between those two, which should be easy to do because I ordered them both off Amazon and you know, got them both there. So I'll just find the one that's in the middle. So got them all up here now. I think there's 8 poles, so I've got 8 2x4s clamped on there. And you know, now there's days where I can't work because rain or whatever. I can always go over to the mill and start getting the 1x that are not scraps, but the ones I wouldn't want to put on the floor for whatever reason. Maybe they're just not as smooth or planed, or width is different, and start putting them on the wall here. And then just start nailing these things in. And like I said, you know, just start building the wall now. Get the wall built on this side first, or maybe halfway up and then go halfway up on this side. This is the side, you know, that when the hail and storms come, it blows in harder. So, you know, that's why I always move the car over a little bit further towards the middle so that it won't hit it when the hail comes. So, but if I put this up here, I can get right next to the edge and not worry about, you know, and then still have more space. And again, like I said, it'll prevent the water from rushing in here. I've almost got this for the barn leveled down away. I've started grading this away from the barn, so hopefully when it rains, it'll go that way, away from the barn. There's still a couple little areas that I'm working on, and after it rains, I come out and I go, okay, this is the spot I need to work on. So that's what I've been doing, and I'll get it all done, and then obviously I'll gravel this up, you know, in the future. Gravel this up, you know, towards the driveway. The driveway will be all gravel, so I can come up the driveway and come into the barn if I want to, and it'll all be graveled, and then eventually this will be, you know, concrete in there. I bought this tall one so that I could pull my backhoe under here and work on it if I needed to. So now just working on the door system, which it kind of looks like I'm going to have to, you know, maybe have some type of, I don't know, double sliding door, because I don't, you know, necessarily want anything sticking out above, you know, that aesthetically wouldn't look real good. So anyway, I'll figure that out, and it won't be a problem. I'll get it done and it'll work, and I'll be the one that does it. So, all right, success on the barn today. I like when I have success. Some of it's kind of tough, you know. Got to have the right equipment. And tough by, you know, using that drill. It was like grinding instead of grabbing and tightening that clamp up. So, but again, successful. I like it when you end the day with some success, doing some things that are paying off. The design is working the way you want it. I like that. Okay, out for now. All right, this is what I'm doing. Getting ready to lift this board up. Use these clamps. Use the drill. Let's see how it works out, huh? It's worked out good so far on the other ones. Problem on this one is just getting the board down the clamps, because I put the clamps on there so that I could lift them in place. There we go. Then once I get it in there, like so, I'll bring a clamp up. You know, like I said earlier, just putting 2 on here for now, just to get them locked in place. Go ahead and go above that, put that on. There we go. That just kind of tightens it in place there. I'm going to raise that up. I'm going to loosen that and raise that up. Put it on a block so that it's off the ground a little bit. So that's what I do. I'm going to do that for the rest of them, and I'll show you each one of them when I'm done.